Welcome, Deb Watson. Stick to Water Polo AWL tipping. We are 2 weeks into the AWL season. It's been pretty tight.
Yeah, it has for sure. I think round one, was sort of felt almost like it was a bit easy, and then a couple of curveballs in late round two, and let's see what we can come up with in round three.
Well, you're actually going all right. Pretty much right up the top of the ladders on the tipping comp. We'll get to the men's minute. There's only one person getting there. But women's tipping, let's have a quick look at the women's tipping, the tipsters. Yeah, so plenty of people there getting through. A Big Al, Deb Watson up the top there, picking the entire round of the women. You can see the results up the top there. Some tight games, though.
Yeah, there were definitely some tight games. I feel like they're a little easier to pick, the women's games, than what the men's were for sure.
Sydney Uni just getting over Balmain 12-11. That was a cracker. That was the one we spoke about, the Sims Cup.
Yeah, that was surprising, actually. I did think that Sydney Uni may have pushed a little bit further ahead. I mean, Balmain have got a lot of really quality players as well. And, we always have in the past been saying, Sienna Hearn's so young, but she's been to the Olympics and I think she's played, what did she just get in that last World Cup qualifiers? She played, was it 50 games for Australia already? So they've got a lot of experience.
She's certainly coming along as one of the young guns making a name for herself to probably cement her place in the national team for a little while.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think we have to stop saying young gun now. She's still very young, obviously. But I think, with the level of experience and the international exposure, comes now, certainly playing a domestic competition, we should, be including her in the same breath as a lot of these other experienced players now. She's really matured beautifully. And, yeah, obviously that, with Katie Dudley up front as well, who's always a superstar. And they've got all this amazing depth now with their juniors. Jen Longman in goals as well. I was a little surprised they were as close to Sydney Uni. I didn't see the game, but obviously they're going to develop very well throughout the season as well.
Yeah, a couple of the tight ones there. Drummoyne, a couple of goals over Vic Phoenix. The Cronulla Queensland Thunder doubleheader up in Queensland. There was 2 goals between them on both those games. The other one, UNSW, went pretty close with UWA in the women. 1 goal between them in the two games over the weekend.
Yeah, a lot of those games are a lot closer than what I was anticipating, even though I feel like the results were probably predictable at the beginning of the season. I think there's going to be a lot of movement throughout the season as the teams that have got imports, they gelled better. Obviously there will be some players coming back now that have just been over in the World Cup qualifiers. So, yeah, I think the women's season there's going to be lots of upsets along the way.
It's going to be very tight, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll roll through here to the men. Shred FX, the only one to pick the entire round last week. And that's the highlights there of the top couple of tippers. Big Tuna dropped the Sydney Uni game. Yeah, and the UNSW, out of 357 dropped the Sydney Uni game. Big Tuna, Sydney Uni, and UNSW West. Because I personally thought that West and UWA were going to go one each. I wasn't sure which one, but UWA got up in both those games.
Yes, I thought the same, to be honest. Even though I did pick West for both of those games. One of the difficult things is you're not 100% sure who's travelling as well to the longer road trip. So it does throw a little bit of a curveball in there as well. But yeah, once again, there's some really amazing quality of players in the men's competition this year. And again, when you've got your imports, they're only going to get better as the season goes on.
Absolutely.
So plus, Sydney Uni, all youngies, right?
Yeah, they're going really well.
Young players, fantastic.
Well, there's the ladder. Now, it does go a little bit funny on the AWL ladder in the early weeks because not everyone plays the same number of games, but Marlin's up there with 5 wins, sitting on top of the ladder. Sydney Uni, 2 from 2, so they're the 2 undefeated teams. And Griffith Queensland also, Queensland Thunder, 2 from 2. So there's 3 teams undefeated, but obviously Fremantle played a couple more games.
Yeah, how fantastic for Freo to be in that position. 5 games early up, 5 wins. It just sets them up, beautifully for a long season ahead, but they're set up beautifully already.
And playing under these new rules, the different shot clocks and so forth, and well, the women didn't change. They still got the shorter 25-metre pool. Men have gone back to 25 metres. But in the men's comp, UWA, 5 from 5. Des Moines Devils, 3 from 3, the defending title holders. Those two teams out in front early, and we did say a couple of weeks ago we thought UWA West, we might be looking at a grand final there. So early to tell, a long way out from the season's got a long way to run.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, it'll take some of the players who maybe have had a longer break over, the last couple of months to build into it, have had a pretty solid festive season in there as well. You're just not 100% sure exactly what each of the teams have been doing. Some will be coming out of the blocks and ready to hit really hard and just try and maintain that, whereas other teams will have a more of a slow burn sort of attitude to the season, whereas they don't want to, slip too far behind, but it's all just part of that building process and, just sort of chipping away as they go.
Yeah, women there averaging 11.5 goals a game across the competition. Men almost 14 goals a game. So there's plenty of action for the people getting live to watch, and some of the teams are now starting to live stream their games.
Yeah, which is fantastic. I must say, obviously it'd be nice to get yourself around to lots of the games. Difficult to do depending on where you live and what's on at the time. So yeah, it will be great when the live streams are up and running.
A couple of things happening this weekend, and we'll get through to next week's games. But Brett McGee playing his 300th game for UWA, was a winner back in 2016.
Yeah, you might get another one this season. But yeah, 300 games, what a great achievement. A just fierce competitor and terrific, person for the club. I think sometimes, I think a lot of the time we undervalue National League and what it provides for the juniors coming through. You should be really proud of playing National League, and to get to the 300 game club is fantastic.
Yeah, it is indeed. I've actually got that team back from 2016. See if you remember some of these names. Luke Quinlivan, terrific goalkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
Locke Pethick, Alex Bogdanovich, Florian Naroska, George Ford, Nick Hughes, Brett McGee. Now, I think he was the captain. I couldn't find that. I was looking back through the stats. He might have been captain. Mateo Diaz-Brana, Andrew Ford, Milos Vukacevic, the big, I think he was Serbian. Tom Bear, Tom Powers, Thomas Rigol, Andrew Kovlenko was the coach.
Wow. A few of
They
those
beat Victorian Phoenix down in Victoria,
days.
or beat Victoria. They weren't called the Phoenix back then. They were called something else, but they beat them down in Victoria.
Yeah, wow, how fantastic. Yeah, there's some, see some of those names still going strong as well.
Yeah, George Ford was the MVP of the season that year. Terrific in the Olympic year, 2016. Obviously, a number of those players went away and played in the Rio Olympic Games. And just a little sidelight, men's season this year is 35 years, so 35th year of the men's AWL. And Brett McGee is the 36th player to get to the 300 club. Plenty of players getting up in that over 300. Women's 21st season this year, his wife, Glencora, will play her 388th game. She will make the 400 club this year. So there's 10 women with 300 games in the women's league in 21 years. So it's
phenomenal,
pretty exclusive club to get to the 300 club.
Yeah, it's just phenomenal. Without being rude, I wonder what year Glennie first played National League. Has she been involved all 21 years?
I think, yes. Let me go back. I've got the women's.
Probably only 4 when
yes, they won in 2004, and that was before she was married, Glencora Ralph back then. So she's been going for every season. She might have. Did she miss one when she had a baby? I'm not sure. She's just an incredible athlete.
Yeah, unbelievable athlete, and still such a massive contributor for her team.
She'll get to 400 this season, which is the first in our women's comp to get to the 400 club. There's a couple of men up there, 400, 450, but yeah.
I wonder if Shazzy Wheelock / Collis, she might make a comeback.
She's right up there somewhere.
Yeah, phenomenal.
I can tell you, where are we? Let's go to that. I'm just looking down the list here. Well, Glencora's up there at 350, Jane Moran, Leah Barter, Rowie Webster, Joan Whitehorn, Zoe Arancini, Jana Leisman, Bronwyn Knox, all up there. And I can't find... Anyway, she'll be on the list. Sharon, she's played 10,000 games, I'm sure.
Yeah, wow. And still got Bronny Knox building her number of games as well. Of course, playing for Balmain this year. What a humongous sort of get she
She's a
is.
great get for the Tigers. Just that control she
Huge.
has, just to calm down some of the young players, and just still plays beautiful water polo. Doesn't throw the ball hard, but just places it beautifully into the corners.
Yeah, just the direction that she will enable the kids to have is phenomenal. You know, like it just to have someone that can lead the team around the pool and encourage the attacking flair that's required rather than it all being just so set. That she's going to be able to deliver those critical passes, and she'll make them. Like she obviously will have a huge impact for the Tigers.
Games for the men and women. The next round. There we go. Oh, just disappeared. Goes by too quickly. Try again. This thing's killing me. There we go. I got it that time. Saturday, Sydney Uni host Queensland Thunder, men and women. That'll be a nice contest at Sydney Uni Pool. Hurricanes hosting Vic Phoenix. Drummoyne hosting Balmain. And, well, we saw really tight games in round one when they faced each other. The women, Balmain got up by one and Drummoyne got up in a sudden death penalty shootout. And UWA Fremantle, they played early in the season as well, and UWA taking the chocolates on both of those games.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some super competitive games in there. Just think of the speed of both the men's and women's games, Sydney Uni versus Queensland Thunder. The speed of those games will be phenomenal.
Yeah, so double header there. Hurricanes playing Saturday, Sunday against the Phoenix. Cronulla at home for Drummoyne on Sunday, and West at home to Balmain. So again, these are some other really, really tight games, and Sydney Uni Queensland will play that double header weekend. Queensland coming to town and playing them twice. So there's some really mouth-watering games. If you're up in Newcastle, get out to watch the Hurricanes Phoenix. I think that'll be pretty tight. For everyone down in the Shire, get down and support the Sharks against Drummoyne, and West will be at Asheville against Balmain on Sunday. Drummoyne at home against Balmain on Saturday. There's some really, really good games. And obviously over in the West, the UWA Fremantle game on Saturday will be another corker.
Yeah, absolutely. They're some terrific games. I might even try and get myself to the West Balmain round this weekend.
On Sunday, yeah, I think that'll be a really, really good game.
Yeah, I think so. Both men's and women's will be really tight.
Yeah, Sam Hughes for Balmain went back to his original club, the Gosford Lobsters, and won the New South Wales Country Open titles last weekend. Was player of the series or player of the final. He was floating around on Friday, played one game, and I said, gee, your coach is going to be happy if you're up here and you've got to play Sydney Uni on Saturday. He goes, oh, I only played one game, just had to qualify for the finals. Came back on the Sunday and helped Gosford beat Dan Marsden and his sons in a pretty good team, Lake Macquarie.
Oh, is that who they played for? Wow. That would have been how fantastic that Dan's still playing with his boys. Like what a great achievement that is. But that's just fun.
It's super fun, yeah. And country titles always a very fun game. If you want to watch those, they're actually up on the Water Polo New South Wales YouTube channel. The men's and women's Division 1 finals. We sort of tested out a new live stream program, and it was okay. Good enough to get us through the first time for the first week. So we're pretty happy that we could bring those games, and the players can at least go back and have a bit of a look as well.
Yeah, always nice to see your team play and I shouldn't say pick apart your faults, but there's always lots to learn from watching those games, and it's nice that you actually videoed them.
Yeah, it was fun. We had a little bit of issue with bandwidth. We sorted that out, and I think we recorded it as well. So the ones that are up on YouTube are actually recorded from the venue, so the quality's a bit better than one on the stream. But we were testing something new, and we'll work with it and see if we can get it to work better. And you never know what we can turn up in the future. Lots of water polo coming your way. Obviously, get your tips in. Don't miss out. The way it works, if you don't put your tips in, you just get the lowest score. So you're going to get some points, but you want to be up there. And then I'll put the men's and women's ladder up on the end of this video.
Yeah, definitely get your tips in.
Who are you going for this weekend, Dad? Do you want to revert? I don't want to reveal my tips. I don't want anyone to catch up to me.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if I should do mine either. I don't actually think there are going to be too many upsets, but I do think there are going to be some pretty tight games.
Yeah, there is going to be some good ones. So anyway, that's our stick to water polo little tipping wrap. We're into week 3 of the AWL season. Yeah, there's our merch. I've got the T-shirt on. You've got the Keep Cup, courtesy of Triton Sport. Thank you for your support. I got a fantastic water bottle as well. We'll see you next week.
Good luck.